Hi Pisces, welcome to your mid-month reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of November, as usual, I have a special sales offer available, and for this month, it's inspired in Scorpio themed season we are currently on, and it's called Pandora Box. It's a reading that guides us through the energy of shadow, what type of shadow energies and archetypes are being experienced and integrated right now into your life, and tips and general guidance on how to better navigate through those experiences being unleashed right now. So if you would like more info and details about that special offer or any other of my services, again, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So, Pisces, I do feel like some of you Pisces during this time, you are either dealing with very stubborn, conservative, individuals in situations that have an approach to life that perhaps, is like restrictive to the way that you see, or the way you see how life should be lived, how relationships should be lived. Your basic philosophy, right, and belief system is being challenged by the presence of a strong either opponent or an energy that feels like it's opposing your own views on and take on situations. Perhaps this is a partner, or this is a friend, or this is a family individual, but the individual that is having this role to oppose some of your beliefs. And I feel like there's a lot of debates and passionate exchanges of information happening between you and someone during this mid November that can be very interesting and stimulating, even though for some of you will bring as well some conflict associated with this. So there's conflict when it comes to differences of beliefs. And I feel like some of you are also acting upon as mediators in conflicts of others. It could be that you're called or assisted during this time to help here. I feel like two friends, or at least like it could be like two people that are really having this huge clash. The king of wands and the king of swords, and you have in the middle as your challenge the hierophant. So it could be that the king of wands and the king of swords represent two figures outside of you, because I'm feeling that strongly. And I feel like for some of you, you will be the mediator, and the challenge will be to mediate people, right, or situations that are so inflexible, so stubborn, so set in their own ways, that you are affected by this because you're questioning how come someone can be so rigid, inflexible, or put a friendship at risk just because of ideological or spiritual differences when it comes to what they believe or how they believe things should be. I keep getting like there's a lot of that energy of the rights and wrongs, and if it's not about two people outside of you that you're watching this happening, it could be that this is with you. This is like you have a very particular way to see what's right and what's wrong. It's like your moral code is one, and then you have the moral code that's another, that you could be seeing like either this person has no morals at all, no ethic at all, and that is really getting into you, getting it under your nerves, right? I feel like there's temper flare-ups here, and I feel like it could be because you see like someone has no honor or has no, again, morals, and you disagree with that, or you're being accused of that. Maybe you're being accused that you don't have high morals or high standards, because maybe you are more adaptable or mutable in your belief system and value system as well, and someone just doesn't get that. Whatever it is, it feels like it's really about differences of styles and approaches to life. And also something here about the higher order. I don't know what exactly that means for some of you. It could be that you're dealing with superior as well figures, so a boss, a mentor, a teacher, a father or mother figure that has a lot of that authority, influence over you, or a guru, a spiritual leader. I feel like some of you are really involved with situations where there's this high actually there's the how you say it in English, hierarchy. I don't know if it's said that way, whereas there's those different stages, right? Differentiations of status, right? So there's from bottom to top. And it could be that there's a situation you're involved with where there's a lot of that concept of everyone and everything should be in the space it belongs. So I don't know if it's you that have that concept or if it's the other side, but there's friction with something trying to define your liberty to choose, your freedom to live life as you want. Some of you feel like you are on the wrong, but it's like you feel like you are on the wrong because you're influenced, or you're being influenced by this energy of someone telling you, like preaching. Perhaps someone is preaching to you, Pisces, and trying to convince you that you are wrong just because you're different, or you are wrong because you think otherwise. Like a black sheep. It's like mid-November you could be felt like you are the black sheep, or someone around you as well could be tagged as that, as a black sheep, and that's annoying you because maybe you really love this person, or you don't agree with putting that tag into someone just because they have their own way of living, of loving, of choosing. Basically, what's in question here is the free will that we all have to make life our own version of life, right? To create our realities as we see fit, not as someone has told us we should. There's an issue here of status, public image, the image that we carry to society, to our parents, to our friends, and so forward. And then there's the truth here, the truth that deals with your essence. And the King of Wands, which is your opportunity, is about someone that does not care at all what anyone thinks. It's a leader, it's a visionary, it creates his own setting of life that fits that vision that he has. And many times it's bold. It's a leader on its own. It's different. It's charismatic, and sometimes it's seen as arrogant because he wants to be the king of the castle and is entitled to be the king of the castle, being that the castle is his own life. So maybe some of you are also being called during this time to be stronger in your convictions, even if they seem to be so far off from those you're dealing with, or so disconnected from the teachings you have been given all your life, studying all your life. I feel like some of you Pisces have been in this quest for meaning. So you might have your own unique, again, ways to look at life, the meaning of life, and all that encompasses. And you're now maybe called to do something about that. Like maybe you have been different, but in the hiding, right? Just inside of you. Or maybe you don't confess half of the truth of how you see things are. You're shying away perhaps from being the bold version of the King of Wands because of society, or because of structures you have in your life where you feel you're going to be rejected, where you feel you're going to be ostracized. Very interesting, because your advice is also the King of Swords, which also deals with absolute truth. These two together, they don't joke around, they don't play around. When they say something, they mean it. And they don't play games. So, if you have been, in a way, in a situation that feels more like a game than anything else, I feel like you're stepping out of that. If you see people you care about playing games and acting like children, I feel like you're going to have this strong influence to make that right, make a wrong right, in a situation where there's so much immaturity. So, such an absence of, again, of truth and direction and purpose to it. So it's almost like you're seeing that the majority of people and situations around you right now are lacking vision for the future. And maybe you're bringing them hope. Maybe you are bringing into your family and into your friends and into your, your own groups, people you deal with, you're bringing them some light, some inspiration, some unique, angle of perception that they haven't tapped into because they're wired to the system. This is about living the system, creating your own. This is about unplugging from illusion that we're, constantly fed, the lies that, at large in society we're fed with. So you're very connected with global consciousness during this mid-November. It does not feel like a moment, Pisces, where this is a time where this is about just, minor, irrelevant or self-serving experiences. There's a higher meaning to any experience you're encountering right now. Like, everything is like making you question. Also, there's a very philosophical tone to your mid-November. So you're very into deep answers, deep analysis, studies, observation at the bigger picture, and by a detached perception. So you don't, again, you're not putting into situations your, how can I explain this? Like, it's very easy sometimes. What I wanted to say is, like, you're really being impartial. Sometimes we give opinions and we say things, but most of the times it's really hard for us to be impartial because many times we are biased. We are always going to transmit and express an opinion really based on our own, individual likes and dislikes and personal experiences and observations. And every people has different experience, observations, and it picks on different vibes and energies, and then puts them together and creates its own way of thinking. It's so unique that it's very, 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 very stupid to think that we can all think the same and see the same. And what I'm feeling is like you have a role to play when it comes to that analysis, when it comes to that being like being one of your roles at this time is to awaken people's minds to truth beyond truth. There's something like, there's a truth that we know or we think we know, and then there's something beyond it. And somehow, Pisces, directly or indirectly, you're bringing into the table during mid-November an experience like that is powerfully changing how some of you and some of the people who you are dealing with, powerfully changing the dynamics there. So I hope you have a great mid-month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.